Welcome to F1 Grid. Formula One is not just racing. It is a sport where milliseconds decide history, where courage meets calculation, and where the smallest mistake can cost everything. Unlike most sports, Formula One greatness cannot be measured by talent alone. Drivers compete across different eras, under constantly changing regulations, with machines that evolve faster than the humans controlling them. Some drivers mastered speed, some mastered intelligence, some mastered fear itself. Only a few mastered everything. Today we're counting down the top 10 greatest Formula One drivers of all time. This list considers championships, yes, but also era difficulty, machinery, competition level, adaptability, mental resilience, and long-term impact on the sport. Different eras, different risks, different challenges, but the same pursuit of greatness. Let's begin. At number 10, Jackie Stewart. Jackie Stewart raced during a time when Formula One was brutally unforgiving. Circuits were narrow, runoff areas were almost non-existent, medical response was slow, and driver fatalities were tragically common. Despite these conditions, Stewart emerged as one of the most intelligent and controlled drivers of his generation. He won 3 world championships and dominated seasons through consistency rather than recklessness. But Stewart's true legacy lies beyond race results. He openly challenged the sport's acceptance of danger, advocating for safer tracks, better barriers, professional medical teams, and improved driver equipment. At the time, these demands were seen as controversial, even weak. Today they are standard. Modern Formula One safety owes much of its foundation to Jackie Stewart's courage off the track. He didn't just win races, he changed the future of the sport. At number 9, Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso is widely regarded by peers as one of the most naturally gifted drivers to ever race in Formula One. He burst onto the scene by defeating Ferrari and Michael Schumacher at the height of their dominance, winning back-to-back world championships with Renault. What separates Alonso from many champions is adaptability. Different cars, different teams, different regulations. No matter the circumstances, Alonso consistently extracted more from the machinery than expected. His racecraft, spatial awareness, tire management, and defensive driving are among the finest ever seen. Many fans argue Alonso deserved more championships. But greatness isn't always reflected in numbers. Alonso's legacy is skill in its purest form. At number 8, Niki Lauda. Niki Lauda approached Formula One like an engineer and competed like a warrior. A 3-time world champion, Lauda was known for his analytical mindset and deep technical understanding. He valued precision, preparation, and honesty above all else. In 1976, Lauda survived one of the most horrific crashes in racing history. His injuries were life-threatening. Just weeks later, he returned to competition. That moment defined one of the greatest mental comebacks in sports history. Beyond driving, Lauda played a critical role in shaping championship-winning teams, influencing Formula One long after his racing career ended. Few individuals have left a deeper imprint on the sport. At number 7, Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen represents a new generation of Formula One dominance. From the moment he entered the sport, Verstappen displayed fearless aggression and unshakable confidence. Early in his career, controversy followed his driving style. But as his experience grew, so did his control. At his peak, Verstappen doesn't just win races, he controls them. His championships are defined by relentless consistency, psychological pressure on rivals, and the ability to perform flawlessly under stress. What makes Verstappen unique is that his story is still unfolding. His final place in history has yet to be determined. At number 6, Juan Manuel Fangio. Juan Manuel Fangio raced when Formula One was at its most dangerous. Cars were fragile, tracks were unforgiving, survival was never guaranteed. Yet Fangio dominated with calm precision. He won 5 world championships with 4 different teams, adapting instantly to new environments and machinery. His intelligence and race management allowed him to outthink rivals rather than outdrive them. For decades, Fangio was considered the greatest driver in Formula One history. Even today, his mastery of an unforgiving era remains unmatched. At number 5, Alain Prost. Nicknamed the Professor, Alain Prost proved that intelligence could be just as powerful as aggression. A four-time world champion, Prost mastered race strategy, consistency, and long-term thinking. His legendary rivalry with Ayrton Senna defined an era of Formula One, logic versus emotion. While Senna thrilled crowds, Prost calculated outcomes. He understood that championships are not won in single moments, but across entire seasons. Prost changed how drivers approach success in Formula One. At number 4, Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel dominated Formula One during the early 2000s, winning 4 consecutive world championships. At his peak, Vettel was ruthless, precise, and nearly unbeatable. He combined technical understanding with relentless consistency, often controlling races from start to finish. Although later seasons brought challenges, his period of dominance places him firmly among the sport's greatest. Few drivers have ever ruled an era as completely. At number 3, Ayrton Senna. Ayrton Senna is often described as the most naturally gifted driver in Formula One history. A driver whose connection with the car bordered on the supernatural. Senna's qualifying performances remain legendary. On Saturdays, he routinely extracted lap times that teammates and rivals simply could not comprehend. His ability to find grip where others found none made him especially lethal in wet conditions, where he seemed to operate on an entirely different level. But Senna was not just about speed. He raced with intensity, emotion, and absolute conviction. Every battle was personal. Every lap mattered. That mindset made him thrilling, and sometimes controversial. But it also defined his greatness. Senna's rivalries, particularly with Alain Prost, shaped one of the most iconic eras in Formula One history. Their clash of philosophies, emotion versus calculation, elevated the sport to new heights. His tragic death in 1994 froze his legacy in time, but it was his driving, not the tragedy, that made him immortal. For many fans, Senna represents the soul of Formula One. At number 2, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is the most statistically accomplished driver Formula One has ever seen. 7 world championships, more wins, poles, and podiums than any driver in history. What truly separates Hamilton from others is not just success, it's longevity and adaptability. Hamilton won championships across vastly different eras of Formula One, naturally aspirated engines, turbo hybrids, different cars, regulations, teammates, and team structures. No matter the circumstances, Hamilton adapted and delivered. Beyond his on-track achievements, Hamilton became a global icon. He expanded Formula One's reach far beyond traditional audiences and helped redefine what a Formula One champion could represent. Critics sometimes point to dominant machinery, but dominance alone does not explain consistency at the highest level for nearly 2 decades. Hamilton's career is a masterclass in evolution, discipline, and sustained excellence. For many fans and analysts, Lewis Hamilton is already the greatest driver Formula One has ever seen. And the numbers strongly support that argument. At number 1, Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher didn't just dominate Formula One, he transformed it. Schumacher's greatness extended far beyond raw speed. His work ethic, preparation, and relentless attention to detail raised professional standards across the entire sport. When Schumacher joined Ferrari, the team was struggling. What followed was one of the most dominant dynasties in sports history. 7 world championships. Unmatched control over an era. Relentless consistency under pressure. Schumacher's technical feedback shaped car development. His physical training redefined driver fitness, and his mental strength intimidated entire grids. Even rivals admitted that Schumacher operated on a different level of focus and intensity. Every modern champion is compared to Schumacher, a testament to how completely he defined excellence. For many fans and experts, Michael Schumacher remains the ultimate benchmark of Formula One greatness. The top 10 greatest Formula One drivers of all time. Different eras, different machines, different dangers, but one shared pursuit of greatness. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. The race starts here. And let us know in the comments, who is your Formula One GOAT? Thanks for watching.